Laura Grisham here with Laura Grisham Designs. Today I'm going to share with you how to make a frazzled snowman. Now, I've seen them on Pinterest and I've seen them on Facebook, so I know you have too. Most of the time you see them and their hair is just like that. And I guess that's why they call them frazzled. I decided I wanted to try to make one. Could not find instructions anywhere. But I thought it looked like that they used fake fur and then just kind of combed it to make it stand up like that. I couldn't find my fake fur. And at Walmart, all they had was the gray. And I didn't want him to be a dirty frazzled snowman. So I decided to improvise. And I decided to use what I did have. And that were some Dollar Tree dust mops. And I used wood rounds like this. I used Elmer's glue. I used hot glue. I used ribbon. I used styrofoam balls. I used, get this, dandelions, fake dandelions, and various things to make eyes like this. I've made these. These are for the girl. That's the little eyelashes on her. And I used glitter foam to make like a bow for her hair. And I'm going to show you how to do all of those things. But today, instead of using the round, I decided to put both of them on a block together. So I had this in stock, just this piece of wood, and I've painted it white so that it can be like snow. And that's what I'm going to use. The first thing that you're going to need to do is get you some styrofoam balls. This is what I had in stock, and you can see these are kind of beat up. I'm not sure, but I think these are like 2.5, 3-inch balls. And then they had something smaller, okay? Now, if you go and you try to put this, that's not much surface space for those two things to contact. So what I did was I cut off a piece of the ball. Okay, you can see the stuff there. I cut it off so that it would be flat, and that way I could put them together easier. I'm going to take this tool that I have that cuts through styrofoam. I don't know if you can see this. And I had this one, and see how it's rough? The rough ones work, they work so much better because they have more surface space. But I'm going to go ahead and use this one, even though it's painted. I'm going to cut just a little bit off of here. Let's see. Here we go. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can hear it melting through that styrofoam. It's a lot easier to do this than it is to use a knife, but you can. Okay. All right. Now, it looks like that. That's going to be our body. All right. And let me bring you down so you can see what a difference that makes. Pardon my hand. Now I can put this flat on the board like this. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one and get them side by side. I think this one has a dent right here, so I think I'll use that side. This will cut through a lot faster, yeah, because it's not painted. So, here we go. We've got two balls. They can fit on there just like that. And we don't have to paint them first. So, let's go ahead and, well, no, I want to cut a little bit off the top here. Well, it makes a difference when they're painted. Look, see, because it melted off the paint instead of the ball. I need it to be kind of flat. That's good. Okay. Let's move that out of the way. And I'm going to take another one, a smaller ball like this, and I'm going to cut just a little bit off. There we go. All right. And that'll sit right on top, and then I'll cut one and put one ahead, or it'll go like this on here. Okay, that one is crooked. Let's fix it. Right. This one's leaning really bad, and you can work with that. Okay. Okay, we've got our two little snow thingies. And now I'm going to go ahead and start putting these things together. I'm going to move my block out of the way and my little wood piece. Got these. And to make their noses, I took the pieces that were left off that I had cut off. And you can take a pair of scissors, or you can use a tool like what I just used, and you're going to cut something that could be shaped into a nose. And it needs to be longer than what you would use, because you're going to push it in to the styrofoam. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to trim this up a little bit. It's a little too pointy for me. Okay. And then what I did was I just kind of squished it to soften the edges. Just squish it. And pardon, I've been making ornaments with alcohol ink this morning. And this is where I burned myself. Yes, with hot glue. And yes, it hurts. So just pardon my battle scars here. All right. Now for the noses, what I like to do is I take an acrylic marker in an orange color, and then just color this thing instead of painting it with paint and having to wait for it to dry. This is much faster. And I felt like this was just too orange, so I'm going to tone it down with a brownish color, kind of a gold brown. Okay. And I'm going to take this one. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? I lost it. Okay. It starts to come off. See, like this. You just pull it off. thing when I was working with the snowman, I thought, this is so much smaller. And then I looked at the ones that I had done, and they are a lot bigger. And I had some larger balls. And so the one that I was using for the body of the ones I was working on today were actually what I used for the heads of the ones I did before on these. See how much bigger they are? So anyway, I decided also the one that was painted, the color was showing through. So I added some white paint to it, and it just made it sloppy. It really messed it up. So, lesson, use white styrofoam balls. You can paint them white if you want to. Just make sure they're snow white when you use them, okay? Now, the other thing that what I did was I went ahead and the one that I was working with that was all white, here's what it's looking like now. I went ahead and glued it onto the round instead of that wood plank. I'll make some later too that I'll put on there. But anyway, I just went ahead, and it'll make it easier for me to hold this while it's still wet too. All right, now I'm going to get my glue gun, and I am going to start putting some hot glue on this. And this is how I burned my hand, okay? So you have to be really careful. I'm going to start dripping hot glue, and it's going to melt this stuff on there, okay? And it's going to make it stay on there better. It's going to drip. That's what I mean. You're going to have to be really careful. But it's what makes it look icy and snowy. So just be real careful. Notice I am being extremely careful this time. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, this one, it hurts too. And my carpal tunnel's acting up, and I have to wear a brace at night on my hands, and oh, it rubs on that brace. It's terrible. But that's the price you pay for crafting, right? So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and keep drizzling hot glue on here. All right. Now, I think that I'm going to get some more of this stuff and get it on there. You can't see what I'm doing. Let's see. Oh, wait. You get all over you. Look. All right, just a minute. Here we go. I've drizzled the hot glue on there. Now I've got it on my fingers. Here we go. And I've got it all over my apron, which is why I put an apron on in the first place, so that if I got messy, and it is, that it would take care of it. So anyway, so I'm going to start trying to stick some of this into the hot glue. Be careful not to burn myself. The Elmer's glue is a good base. The first one that I did, the little man one, I did him first, and I just used hot glue. I didn't use the Elmer's glue. And but the Elmer's glue gives you a good base. But then you're gonna have to use the hot glue so you can form it. See, I can, while the hot glue is still warm, I can mold it without it burning me if it's just warm. And I can do like this and mash it and get that fur to stick on there. Okay, it's really not fur, y'all. I don't know what you'd call this. This stuff reminds me of some chickens that we used to raise when I was a kid. We'd raise them and take them to the fair. We called them silkies. And their feathers were like this, with just this floaty hair, like Muppets. Anyway. Okay. It's looking better. He's looking better. I know it's messy down here, It doesn't look right yet, but that's because I've got it on my hands and I can't get it off yet. So, okay, let's see. Okay. Do some more hot glue. Only my hot glue isn't hot anymore. Let me plug my gun in and get my other glue gun. Okay. And you just keep building and building and building. Building it up. Okay. Now right under here, right here, where his head is on his body, we're gonna have a scarf there that will make that look more like the separation of the body and the head. All right, this is starting to look like I want it. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, around the base there, see how thick I'm putting that glue on? I'm doing that because I want it to look like he's, it's ice. And it'll also hold him in place, too. So, But be careful, again, that you don't burn yourself like I did. You'll be sorry if you do. Okay. I'm going to take ribbon. This time I used fabric last time for his scarf. And I have this ribbon and it's kind of fuzzy. I don't know if you can see that. And it doesn't have wire in it. So I'm going to use it for his scarf this time. I'm going to make sure I cut off a long enough piece that I can get it around his neck. Plus have some to cut as fringe. So let's do that. Let's get his scarf on him. You see how you can tighten that around there, and it fixes his head. I'm on this part right here. That's gonna be the front right here. So I'm gonna put his scarf where it'll go a little this way. Tie it again. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that sticking out scarf. Take this, I'm going to cut it at an angle. Maybe a little shorter. And then I'm going to just cut some like fringe on here. There we go. And now I need to cut it a little bit shorter. There we go. Yeah, that's cute. And I can rough up these edges of this scarf. Here's what he's looking like so far from the front. Okay. All right. Now then, let's put his eyes on. Might as well go ahead and give him some personality here. I'm gonna take, and notice that I put the little Google eyes on pieces of white foam. And I did that because it's much easier to hold on to them. I mean, they're so little that they're everywhere. You know, I mean, I couldn't control them. I kept dropping them and stuff. And so, anyway, that's why I do that. Jeez. Okay. Let's see here. I'm getting right here. Okay. I'm going to get his nose. I think it may be a little bit too long. Just a tad. Let's cut off some of that. See if this is better. Still a little long. I mean, you know, they're supposed to have long noses, but, you know, it's not Pinocchio. And I'm going to squish that some. And I'm going to put some hot glue. Got to be careful. And it's all right if it goes all, you know, around it and stuff, because it'll dry and it'll look like ice. So it's okay. My hot glue guns, I'll clean them up after I'm done with this project. We're going to stick we're going to stick it right in there. I thought I had, oh, there we go. It's okay. Right there. You want to smush it in between his eyes. Like that. Okay? See that? And that's what it looks like from the side. All right. Okay. He's got to have some eyebrows. That's what makes him look like he's frazzled and surprised. Let me turn him this way so I can see. To make a surprise look, the eyebrows need to be up high. So I'm going to put a little, and you got to be careful with this because you're working with little tiny pieces here of stuff, and you can burn yourself really easy. Okay, all right. So I'm going to take this, my poor glue gun. Oh me, told you it was a messy project, but it is cute. Okay. Okay, here's how I did his eyebrows this time. All right. Now we can make him some arms. Well, let's make his ear. Let's do his earmuffs. Okay, for the earmuffs, this is the fuzzy stick that I use. Now I got these off Temu. But you can find them on Amazon too. And I'm going to go ahead and use the blue since I've already got some. I'm going to make sure I get it the right length. I'm going to cut it right there. Now, so I want it to come, you know, see a little bit of an arch above his head like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the inside here of this. Don't drip, don't drip. He's gonna drip. Okay. Okay. Hazard. There we go. About like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take 2 of my little dandelions. These may be too big since this one is smaller than the one I worked with. If I can get one off. Goodness. Let me get one off. Okay, I think that's what I had to do. I had to cut it with my wire cutters. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Yeah, these are a little big. I'm gonna trim these down. I'm just gonna take my scissors and kind of, whoop, that little thing came off. Well, I might be able, yep, looky there. How about that? Didn't even have to use my scissors. And we were able to get this down to that, and that is much, much better. I'm gonna trim this little end off here. And move these things out of the way. Whoop. And I'm going to put some hot glue on here. Being careful. I'm just going to stick it right there. Uh-oh. Okay. Maybe it's not such a great idea. It's starting to come apart. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it like that. Just do layers of it. No, I'm not. What a mess. I'm going to leave that cap on there. This time I'm just going to trim this. Like that. And now I have this part, and these aren't coming off. So I also want to kind of mash that in good. I want it to be fuzzy, but okay, well, let's try this. Uh-oh. That's what he's looking like, y'all. Let's see if that's too much, though. Is it too big? I mean, it looks kind of big. I may have to trim it down. But let's get them on there, and then we can, then I can trim. This next one, I'm just gonna glue it on, and what I do with my dandelions. Well, there we are. I didn't have this much trouble with the big one, y'all. He was easy. Just put them right on there, and they stuck and everything. There we go. It's kind of big, but oh my goodness. He's kind of cute. I'm going to trim these a little bit. Now, he needs some buttons. And I used little berries for the last time. And I think the berries are too big, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna give him some arms first, I think. And I have these things. I have the ones that look like they have snow on them, like these, and then these have a glitter, and they're stiffer. They're easier to work with. What I may do, let's see, if I cut, let's cut the thicker one off here. It looks like this, and then if I trim it up, let's see if I can poke this in and it not be too long. Uh-oh, lost that piece. I'm gonna cut this at an angle to make it kind of sharp. Well, I said it was. There we go. There we go. All right, let's get another one. And I have an idea. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'm going to try it. All right, here's what he looks like now. The two sticks in him for a branch for his arms. Let's get some of this out of the way. I don't know. These might be too big, but I was thinking it would be cute if I had him holding an ornament on his arm, but I don't know. Might be too big. I mean, he may be too small. And these are little bitty ornaments. Let's see what that would look like. Just a thought. Like that. Maybe a red one. So it looks more Christmassy. Yeah, I think it's cute. I kind of like that. In fact, I really like that. I'm going to cut this piece right here off. And that way I can get it further down like that. That's really cute. Okay, now it's real important, since I'm going to do that, I've got to make sure that this thing doesn't come off. So I'm going to put some hot glue around here. And it's okay if I get kind of messy with it, because again, it can look like, in fact, I think I'm going to let it drip down once I get it on there. I'm going to put some around here, and I'm going to try not to get it on me. Okay, I'm going to try. Okay. There we go. And now see it dripping down? Can you see that? The hot glue dripping. Okay. He looks a little surprised to me. I'm going to do some more glue around his face. Especially between his eyes. I don't want that foam board to be real noticeable. That was just to help keep his eyes on. And I want some on his nose. So I'm going to drip some of this on his nose. can get some on his branches here. Y'all, this is Sure Bonder glue, and look how it's doing. It's just everywhere. Look at that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go in the back. You can get so creative with this stuff. This is the kind of stuff I used to really, really like to do when I was growing up. Just play. Now, I'm going to put some around the base so that it can look like he's starting to melt. And when this is dry, I will go back and I will clear up a lot of the strings because they are everywhere. I don't know if you can see them. I sure can. And they're all over me too. That's what's, I don't like that either. Okay. Here's what he's looking like. Clear this off right here. Okay. Some of this stuff off my hands before I start handling the other one. Woo, I'm glad I wore an apron. Okay, see, look at the difference. Let me move her out of the way. Look at the difference in size. Okay, the ball that I used for the body is the same as this one. Okay, and then this was a bigger one. And there's lots of layers of glue here to kind of make it fatter. So you can get a good shape on it. You just have to keep working with it, that's all. Right. And that's how you make a frazzled snowman without the fur. Right, with just with a dust mop from Dollar Tree, along with some these little ornaments I got from Hobby Lobby. But the dust mop and everything was from Dollar Tree. I don't know where I got the styrofoam balls. I've had them. Like a few years ago, I was making gnomes, so I had styrofoam balls from that, where I, was making their little, stuffing it into a sock. So, anyway, I think he's kind of cute. Yeah, he is definitely cute. He's a winner. And there you go. There's a frazzled snowman melting, holding an ornament with his earmuffs and his scarf and his surprised look on his face. Okay, Well, thanks for joining me. I hope I didn't get you confused or anything. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I do try to answer them very quickly. And let's see, I don't think there's anything else that I have to say right now. So anyway, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Remember the reason for the season and celebrate Jesus's birth. I thank you again. Be sure to like and follow, and I will see you next year. Bye.